You finally secure that massive flagship account, or you successfully recruit that top-tier manager you spent 6 grueling months pursuing. The contract is signed, the start date is set, and you breathe a sigh of relief thinking the hard part is over. But within 30 days, the client is frustrated by missed communications, and your new manager is drowning in undocumented tasks, quietly updating their resume. This is not a marketing failure or a recruiting mistake. This is the raw, unmitigated chaos of a broken integration phase. When your business feels like a revolving door, you are experiencing the hidden operational cost of poor onboarding systems. The prevailing myth in the entrepreneurial world is that more leads or aggressive hiring will outpace internal friction. We tell ourselves that if we just push enough volume through the front door, the business will naturally scale. But pouring premium fuel into a cracked engine only accelerates the breakdown. Every time a new hire spends their first week waiting for software access, or a new client has to repeat their goals to 3 different departments, you are fracturing trust. These fractured moments compound, transforming what should be a launchpad into a devastating growth bottleneck. Let us examine the anatomy of this friction. Without a structured entry protocol, your existing team is forced to absorb the shock of every new arrival. Senior staff must pause their primary duties to answer basic questions, locate files, or manually configure accounts. This reactive approach drains your most valuable resources, pulling your top performers away from revenue-generating activities to play catch-up. The resulting inefficiency ripples outward, delaying project timelines and degrading the quality of service for existing accounts. To eradicate this friction, we must shift our perspective from administrative checklists to comprehensive operational architecture. Onboarding must be engineered as a deliberate, automated workflow governed by SOPs, or standard operating procedures. These are documented, step-by-step instructions that dictate exactly how a process should be executed. When you implement rigorous SOPs for the first 90 days of an employee or client lifecycle, you remove the guesswork. You replace individual heroics with predictable, repeatable mechanics. Consider the mechanics of employee integration. A robust internal framework begins long before the new hire walks through the door. It requires synchronized workflows between human resources, information technology, and department heads. By the time that individual logs in on day 1, their hardware is configured, their software permissions are granted, and their first week's schedule is meticulously mapped out. They are not waiting for direction. They are immediately immersed in the company culture and operational rhythm. This level of preparation sends a powerful psychological signal. It tells the incoming talent that they have joined a highly competent, well-oiled machine. They transition from anxious observers to confident contributors in a fraction of the usual time. The operational efficiency gained here is staggering. Instead of taking 6 months to reach full productivity, a properly integrated team member begins delivering measurable value within weeks, dramatically accelerating your return on payroll investment. The echoes of that initial setup reverberate through the entire organizational chart. When internal transitions are seamless, management bandwidth is preserved. Leaders can focus on strategic forecasting rather than putting out daily fires caused by untrained staff. This is where we introduce the concept of an ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning System. An ERP integrates various business processes into a unified database, allowing your intake data to flow seamlessly into payroll, project management, and performance tracking without manual data entry. We frequently see mid-sized logistics firms hit a plateau precisely because they lack this unified infrastructure. One particular firm was doubling its fleet but losing dispatchers at an alarming rate. The chaotic environment left new hires feeling abandoned, leading to critical routing errors. By mapping their integration process and embedding it into an automated software sequence, they eliminated the initial confusion. The structured environment stabilized their workforce, proving that long-term stability is directly tied to early operational clarity. That same principle of operational clarity dictates the success of your external relationships. Client onboarding is the exact mirror of employee integration, yet it is frequently treated as an afterthought. You spend thousands of dollars acquiring a customer, only to hand them off to a disorganized fulfillment team. If the client experiences a disjointed handover, buyer's remorse sets in immediately. They begin to question your competence before you have even delivered the core service. Engineering a flawless client entry requires the deployment of a CRM, or Customer Relationship Management Platform. This technology acts as the central nervous system for your external interactions. A properly configured CRM triggers automated welcome sequences, securely collects necessary intake data, and assigns specific kickoff tasks to your internal team. It ensures that no detail discussed during the sales process is lost in translation during fulfillment. When a client interacts with a frictionless intake sequence, their confidence in your brand solidifies. They are guided through a clear roadmap of what will happen next, when it will happen, and what is required from them. This proactive communication neutralizes anxiety. By setting and meeting these early micro-expectations, you establish a cadence of reliability. High retention rates are not achieved through grand gestures. They are secured through the consistent, systematic delivery of promised outcomes right from the start. We worked with a business-to-business software agency struggling with a severe churn problem within the first quarter of their customer lifecycle. Their sales team was closing deals, but the fulfillment team lacked a standardized intake protocol. Clients were asked for the same login credentials multiple times, eroding trust immediately. By deploying a centralized intake portal connected to their project management suite, they eliminated redundant data requests. That single system adjustment dropped early attrition to near zero, proving that customer loyalty is engineered, not wished for. To refine both internal and external intake, we apply principles from Lean Six Sigma. This is a methodology focused on improving performance by systematically removing waste and reducing variation in processes. In the context of bringing people into your business, waste looks like redundant data entry, unnecessary meetings, or periods of idle waiting. By auditing your entry sequences through this lens, you can identify and eliminate the exact moments where momentum stalls. Map out every single touchpoint a person experiences from the moment they sign a contract to their 90th day in your ecosystem. Document who is responsible for each action, what tools are required, and the expected time frame. Look for bottlenecks. If a new account holder has to email 3 different people to get their profile provisioned, that is a defect in your system. Consolidate those touchpoints, automate the notifications, remove the human dependency where a machine can execute the task flawlessly. Failing to optimize these early touchpoints leaves your business vulnerable to severe financial leakage. The cost of replacing a departed team member can easily exceed 2.5 times their annual salary when factoring in lost productivity, recruiting fees, and training time. Similarly, external churn forces you to constantly hunt for new revenue just to maintain your baseline. You end up running on a treadmill, burning massive amounts of energy and capital without actually moving forward. Conversely, when you lock down these systems, the financial dynamics of your company transform. A highly efficient intake engine lowers your acquisition costs by maximizing the lifetime value of every account. It reduces your labor burden by compressing the time it takes to train staff. You stop bleeding resources out the back door. The resulting surplus of time and capital can then be reinvested into true expansion initiatives, rather than continuous repair work. This level of structural integrity creates a formidable competitive advantage. While your competitors are busy apologizing for dropped balls and scrambling to replace burnt-out staff, your organization operates with quiet, relentless precision. Your ability to absorb new business without internal fracturing allows you to scale aggressively. You can take on larger contracts and attract higher-tier talent because your infrastructure supports them seamlessly. Building this infrastructure requires a fundamental shift in leadership focus. You must step away from the daily execution of tasks and become the architect of your operational environment. It demands the discipline to stop reacting to immediate crises long enough to build the firewalls that prevent them. This is the transition from working in your business to working on your business. It is the defining hallmark of an entrepreneur who is ready to scale. The systems that govern how people enter your business ultimately dictate how long they stay and how well they perform. Whether it is integrating a key executive or locking in a flagship account, the underlying mechanics are identical. Clarity, preparation, and automated workflows form the bedrock of sustainable growth. You are not just processing paperwork. You are building the structural foundation that will carry your vision into the future. If your business feels chaotic, it's not because you need more leads. It's because your systems aren't built to handle growth. Most business owners try to fix this by doing more themselves, which only slows everything down. Before you hire more people or spend more on marketing, you need the right structure in place. We'll take a look at your business and show you where things are breaking and what to fix first. If we can help implement it, we'll tell you exactly how. If not, you'll still walk away knowing what's holding you back. No pressure, just clarity. Click the link in the description of this video to get your free evaluation today.